I don't think, and there's going to be more and more talk like this, and particularly following the MoveOn.org petition or polling that they did last week. Do you want Elizabeth Warren to run? And I guess the answer was yes. I don't think Elizabeth Warren's going to run. Let me qualify that. Assuming that what we know now is the case in a year from now, or what we think we know now is the case in a year from now, that Hillary Clinton is going to run for office on the Democratic ticket, I find it very unlikely that Elizabeth Warren would run. That being said, and not the least of which, because she has clearly shown that she can exert a tremendous amount of influence from the Senate. And now the other day, I guess apparently she was asked the question, are you ever going to run for president? And she said, I'm not running for president. And she said it 4 times, and they made a big deal of this. I think it would be both ridiculous of her to be, she's being explicit, but to answer every single version of that question. Will you ever run? Do you ever have any desire? When you wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, you look yourself in the mirror, do you think I could be a president? Those are silly questions to answer, because one of the other things that's happening is that when everybody is clamoring about you running, and you've already said, I'm not going to run, it still gives you a tremendous amount of power, and she is wielding it. Now, I don't want to overstate how much power, but I can tell you that Democrats, both in the House and the Senate, were very surprised at the final vote counts on the Cromnibus. She was able to take this really, in many instances, reprehensible. Not just, and we went over this last week, not just the huge bailout / subsidy to some of the biggest banks in the country, but also the expansion of campaign funding that would go directly to parties. And then there's a whole myriad of other things that were bad in that bill. But she really rallied people to vote against it.